What's up guys, Dakota here and welcome back to the channel. And as you guys can see, today is going to be a pretty fun day because I have got my old 1LE Camaro over here and my new 2020 C8 Corvette over here. And in today's video we are going to be comparing the exhaust of the two. I think it'll be a pretty fun idea because although they have fairly similar engines, they actually sound pretty different. So we're going to do cold starts, flybys, interior shots. So I think it's going to be a pretty fun video because, I mean, part of these whole cars is the exhaust sound and how they make you feel. So let's go ahead and jump into, I think, the Camaro first. All right guys, so first thing, oh my god, I forgot how much this thing just pops and crackles anytime you let off the gas. Just watch. Like, what are we doing? Anyways, I thought we'd take a spin in the Camaro first and do an interior portion, you know, what it sounds like in the interior, and then we'll hop in the Corvette, do the interior of that, and then we'll do kind of the last bit of the video we'll leave for just pure audio enjoyment of two naturally aspirated V8s just screaming. So first things first, I have not been in my 1LE in a while. It's been a few months, and right away, I mean, if I just let off the gas right, I'm accelerating. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear that. That is nuts. It sounds so loud. What? Anyways, so like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, these are basically the same engine. You know, give or take. You know, the Corvette's got a few different components to it since it's mid-engined. You know, obviously the position of it is different, you know, but as far as this car, this is a standard 1LE, 100% stock. There is no aftermarket stuff whatsoever. It's just a bone stock 1LE, and just listen to this. God dang. I forgot how loud this thing is. And like, I mean, so we're cruising, we're doing 60 miles an hour, and if at 60 miles an hour, if I let off the throttle, pops. I mean, it doesn't matter. You just take your foot off the gas, pops. And now we're currently in sport mode, so the exhaust valves are fully open. Oh, as you get to that higher RPM range, you just start to hear this angrier rasp. Once you get to about 4,500, 5,000 RPM, you just get this extremely angry rasp as you start going up the RPMs. And I'm telling you, every time you let off the gas, I'm in fourth gear and I just take my foot off the gas and there's pops. So from the interior, you definitely get a good feel for what the exhaust sounds like. The engine, you don't really hear as much. You definitely get way more exhaust noise. You hardly really hear the engine. It's kind of odd. The exhaust definitely overpowers all of the engine sounds, 100%. All right, so that was just a quick little blast, but the Camaro kind of has one little trick up its sleeve almost. Like, if you guys are familiar with any hardtop convertible, you know, like two-seater supercars or anything like that, then you will know that, you know, they have that little rear window that you can lower to allow more noise in. Well, the Camaro has something that's not like that, but if you just take the back seats and lower them, suddenly everything becomes louder. So, oh my god. So now let's do that again. It is honestly super loud because there's nothing there to block the noise. It's the exhaust, bodywork, emptiness of the trunk, and then once you fold the seats down, it's emptiness of the trunk into the cabin of the car. So like it's crazy how loud it is for being bone stock. Again, this car is bone stock. There's no, aftermarket exhaust system on this. This is exactly how it came from the factory, and it just sounds so good. So here we go again with the pops. I mean, like, that is so loud. And again, every time you take it off, your foot off the gas, it just crackles and pops. Now, if you put it into tour mode, obviously it's a little bit different. But this thing it sounds so crazy. But man, I gotta tell you guys, I forgot how loud this thing was. Like, it really is loud. Again, for being a bone stock car. So I think next, let's go hop in the Corvette and see how that sounds on the inside. All right, guys, so now we are back in the C8. God, it is a totally different driving experience, I can tell you that straight away, but that's not what this video is about. So, interior-wise with the C8. So right now, I'm at 3,000 RPM, which is about the same RPM I was in the Camaro, and if I let off the gas, you can kind of hear some burbles. They tend to happen a little bit lower down in the RPM range. But it's definitely not as loud. Now, obviously, being mid-engine, the exhaust has to go through the bodywork, through the engine bay, and then through the firewall. So there's a bit more stuff blocking the exhaust. But that doesn't mean that you can hear it once you actually get on it. And then the dual clutch, the way it just is able to spool up this engine on a downshift is just wild. So when you're at like partial throttle, it's got a nice kind of mellow tone to it. I mean, we're just gonna cut to the chase. It is not as loud on the inside as the Camaro. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is not as loud. It has kind of what I would call very Audi R8 V8 vibes. You can get it to be a little bit playful and everything, and actually one of the best parts, which I'm about to show you guys, is when you're going full throttle and you crack an upshift and it just makes this like smacking noise. Oh, it is so awesome. Here we go. God dang. So yeah, again, not as loud, but those cracks on the upshift are just ridiculous. I mean, they're just ridiculous. And especially in a tunnel, as if you guys have seen my previous video, my first acceleration reaction. Let's do it again. Oh. And let's be real, guys, this thing is way faster, but that's not what this is about. This is purely about sound. And like I said, guys, it's definitely a lot more muted in the cabin. Now, part of that I think is due to, yeah, so you get these nice little like thunks when you're not at red line, and but then when you get above 6,000 RPM and you crack a shift, you just get that like pop noise. See, there we go, got a few pops going on. But it's definitely a little different. And again, that's partly because, again, keep in mind, guys, this is the base Corvette. Like, this is supposed to be competing with the 911 Carrera. It's supposed to be a bit more civilized, and I think they didn't want to scare the traditional Corvette buyer, we know, with making it too loud and too 458 Lamborghini V10-ish. But like, I mean, again, it definitely sounds good. You get a great sound. And then actually, like the Camaro, it does have a little party trick when you take this top off. Hold on. does help resonate some more of the sound in, but it's really more noticeable when you're going, like, say, through a tunnel or a road where there's like some hills and mountains alongside where the exhaust can kind of bounce off of those and back into the cabin, or, you know, trees. That's when taking that top off really allows you to enjoy more of that sound. It's a very different sound. It's way more what I'd call like sophisticated. Again, it reminds me a lot of a Audi R8. Oh, just the response of the engine though. And again, from the outside, like, it sounds great. Inside, like I said, it's a lot more muted, but I think part of that is because it does have a lot more to go through before it gets to you. But yeah, guys, so inside, when you're in stock for stock, the Camaro is definitely louder. And then now let's go ahead and do the exterior shots and let you guys decide which one you like best. Obviously, I'm still extremely happy that I have this, but there's no denying it. On the inside, the Camaro is definitely louder. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little exhaust comparison. I know I definitely did. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.